Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, Tilray traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Tuesday, September 9th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to kick off every day a Tilray video. That's what I discussed in yesterday's video, and there was an overwhelming majority of people that wanted that. So I'll do my best to get it out at least 4 or 5 times a week. Probably not going to do every single day. You never know, though. Don't challenge me because there's not too many challenges I won't accept. And when I accept them, you know me, I always follow through. But in this video, we're going to be discussing Breckenridge Brewery awarded silver certification. And as always, we'll take a look at the TLRY chart towards the end. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action today and what to expect in the days, weeks, months ahead. But as always, before we do, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell to be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And I do own Tilray. It's my largest MJ portfolio holding. You can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Breckenridge Brewery awarded silver certification by the Colorado Green Business Network for excellence in sustainability practices. I would expect nothing less from Tilray. Like I said, they always cross all of their T's and dot all of their I's. We've seen some other things happen with other producers, and I won't name any names, but there was some raids that were going on. And I mentioned that there's no way in hell that would happen with a name like Tilray. There's no way that would happen with a name like Cureleaf. And I can't say enough good things about the Tilray team and a compliance first kind of mentality and just doing things by the book. That's one thing that I've noticed about this company, not cutting any corners. So they were proud to announce today, they received silver certification from the Colorado Green Business Network, and that's recognizing the brewery's ongoing commitment to sustainability and environmental stewardship across its operations. Certification officially awarded July 29, 2025 as part of the points-based assessment program that evaluates businesses on their measurable progress in reducing environmental impact. Breckenridge Brewery's silver certification reflects achievements in greenhouse gas emissions, reduction energy and water efficiency, waste minimization, sustainable policy implementation, employee training, and community outreach. So I'm not going to go through the whole article, but you can check that out. Love to see it. There was also some news that came out late last night that had to do with the Katie Miller podcast. I went on YouTube, and there was only like 10 views or something like that, but she just started the YouTube channel last month. So that's why she's got the gold star here on the check mark here on X. So I guess really uses X predominantly, and then just started looking into YouTube, I guess is what happened. But if you watch this, it was pretty good. Like, I'm not going to criticize it too much, but other than the fact that not so much her, it was more to do with him. He's like, it's medicine, not a drug. Well, all medicines are drugs, but not all drugs are medicines. And he said it was Schedule 3. He didn't even know what MJ was scheduled. So I find it a little funny that people are getting all hyped up that, oh, Mike Tyson said something good's going to happen, or waiting on some good news when he doesn't even know what schedule it is. He's advocating for rescheduling, and he's already done this, I think, twice now. I've seen 2 videos where he didn't even know what it was scheduled, but yet everybody's going to believe this guy knows what's happening. I wouldn't be so sure, folks. So there's also a lot of speculation that they're more than likely going to be silent and wait until after interest rates are cut, because there's a lot of belief right now that the Federal Reserve is probably going to cut this month, and it could happen even bigger than what most people are expecting. Most people are expecting 25 basis points, but we could even get 50 bips, so we'll see what happens. I think there's going to be a series of cuts as well. But again, a lot of people are speculating that they may want to wait until after the rate cuts before they announce any movement with rescheduling and, kind of the jobs data, etc. But I just kind of get a kick out of it whenever they don't even know what schedule it is. It's pretty ridiculous. You have an MJ company, Tyson 2.0, and you don't even know what schedule it is. And I mean, he did have his advisor there with him, so I can't knock him too much, I guess. But it was funny, if nothing else. It was pretty entertaining. So we'll take a look at the chart here. At the moment, we do have an inverse head and shoulders that's potentially forming. It's still very early, so we would still need to continue the bounce, come up to around 122, and that would give us our head. and then we would look for a potential top out and then a potential right shoulder. So it's still very early, but if we get rid of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, we do have that bullish RSI divergence, which continued today. But you can see we have lower highs and lower lows on the price action and higher lows and higher highs on the RSI. So if we can break to a higher high on this RSI tomorrow and get above 40, we'll say 44, then like I said, we could see a bounce back up to around 122, and we could potentially see that inverse head and shoulders form on the 2-hour time frame. With that being said, though, we do have to be cautious of a daily head and shoulders. You can see we have a left shoulder ahead, and if we start the daily bounce and top out somewhere around that 137, this could be a head and shoulders here on the daily time frame. And we do have an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross lining up here as well, and that would more than likely be just a result of no news coming over the course of the next few weeks. And one thing I want to kind of bring up as well is not sure how this is going to go with CGC. So Canopy Growth has a vote on September 26th to potentially enact another share consolidation proposal, so a second reverse split following in the footsteps of Aurora. So if that ends up getting approved and they move forward with it, then it's not going to be good for the industry, right? That's going to be, you're going to see just sell pressure across the sector. If we see any pullback in the broader market, obviously not going to be good. That'd be tons of headwinds. But as of right now, if no news is bad news, essentially, we're just going to continue to drift here, in my opinion. But in terms of the stochastic, we're very close to seeing that cross bearish. It didn't cross today, but it's getting dangerously close, and that's adding a little bit more confidence to the fact that we could see another potential leg down here. And like I said, if we do come back down to around that 90-cent area, we do have a lot of support in that 90 to 80 cents there with the 50 weekly. And we also have the 50-day moving average there at 85 cents as well. But when in doubt, zoom out and take a look at the weekly time frame. We're still holding that 0.32 fib. Again, it's very common to see us wick down below it and then close back above it. Not too worried about a wick. So as long as we can maintain above $1, that's the main thing here on this weekly candle. And if, like I said, if we wick down to like 90 cents, I don't think it's the end of the world, even 92 cents, 90 cents, and then we close back above that $1 mark, I think we're just fine at that point. And that could be one massive fake out and bear trap before we see this continuation pattern. So again, when in doubt, zoom out, look at the weekly time frame. We're just barely starting weekly consolidation. We only lost the low of 2 weeks ago by that. The low of that week was 123, and then we hit 109. So in terms of consolidating, we've only pulled back about 12.5%. But from the recent high at 155, we're down almost 30%. So generally, after you see such a big move, from the low there to the high, we were up over almost 350%. So when you go 350%, you need to expect at least a 30-40% pullback. And here we are getting close to that 30% pullback mark. And we could see a little bit more downside. But again, as long as we hold that $1, I think that's the most important factor. I mentioned this in the video yesterday. Even if we were to dip below $1, it still has to close back below it for 30 consecutive days before they get another warning. So again, it's going to be all up to rescheduling at this point. No news is bad news, essentially, and it's just going to continue to weigh on the price, and will continue to fade more than likely unless we get some other, if we get rate cuts, that's going to increase the market breadth and risk on appetite. So I think that will be good. And if we get a 50 basis point cut, then that's going to be really good. And we should see small caps really start to bust a move. But as of right now, like I said, we're just waiting on news. And at this point, no news is bad news, because everybody's getting more frustrated by the day. People are selling off their shares. People are growing impatient. They think that it was just an empty promise. But again, one thing we have been seeing, love this administration or hate them, you can't deny the fact that it has been, at least this new term, it has been a promises made, promises kept sort of theme. So we'll see if they move forward with this. I don't think there's any real question, right? One side of the aisle on the presidential ticket wanted to legalize it federally at the recreational level. Wanted to legalize it recreationally at the federal level. And then the other side wanted to legalize Florida, wanted rescheduling, safer banking, etc. Loved medical. So the times are changing. And again, it's not going to happen because people want it to change. It's going to happen when the politicians are damn well ready. All right, going in it there, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. And again, I couldn't believe the amount of people saying that they would love to see a Tilray video every single day. Maybe there'll be a time where Tilray's tokenized and everything's trading 24/7, 365, just like crypto. I think that's where we're heading. But that day is yet to arrive. So who knows, maybe every single day we'll be able to do an update and give a meaningful update on Tilray. But I don't always have to go over the price action. I can pick a different topic or something like that. Or if anybody has any topics that you'd like me to dive into, if it's any of their products, my favorite products, my favorite brands, etc., please let me know. Always open to ideas. But going into there, it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.
Welcome to Pursuit of Wealth Group, your edge in the fast-paced world of stocks and crypto. With POW Algo Alerts, you'll never miss an opportunity. Our system tracks nearly 100 different assets, from stocks and crypto to commodities, and the list keeps growing. Backed by over 25 custom indicators, our alerts cut through the noise and give you clear, actionable insights. Each alert is delivered directly to your inbox and to our exclusive Slack community, where you can connect, learn, and trade alongside like-minded investors. For just $29.99 per month, or save with our yearly plan at $299.99 Canadian. You get professional-grade alerts designed to help you trade smarter, not harder. Stop chasing the market. Start anticipating it. Join today at pursuitofwealthgroup.com and take your trading to the next level with POW Algo Alerts.